Hey guys, welcome back to Just Being Mom podcast. And before I get started, I just want to let you guys know that I am on the struggle bus today, okay? I didn't even want to put my contacts in. Didn't put on any makeup. I am struggling, okay? I am dying a slow death. This has been the worst pregnancy day. I'm so exhausted. I probably should not even be filming today, but I don't have any time this week to do this. Oh my God. This is like, I feel like this episode is going to be horrible. Okay. I guess I shouldn't start it off like that, because today we were talking about predictions and I'm literally predicting that this episode is going to be horrible. That's bad. I should not do that. So let me take it back. Let me go back. Let me regroup. Okay, and we're starting over. So today was worst pregnancy day, worst mom day. Elijah was just bouncing off the walls and going crazy, and we had a ton of things to do. And I was so sick, like so sick that I could not take this. And I could not take him acting like this. And now I'm just like super exhausted. I've been exhausted all day. I was working earlier and I was literally dozing off, just like, can't be my life. I'm so tired. But hopefully this will still be a really great episode. Because like I said, we are talking about predictions and parenting predictions and why as parents or just as humans, we make these predictions on our life. We'll see our kids do one thing and we're like, oh, they're going to be this, or, oh, they're going to do this, or, oh, you know, my baby, he moves a ton in the womb. And I'm already thinking about how when he comes out, he's going to be like Elijah, just bouncing everywhere because he's just so active. But so that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about like how we got here to all this prediction making and how it can be good and how it can be toxic and how to overcome, you know, all these predictions, because we're not God, so we don't really know. But a lot of times we like to be like, oh, I knew that, you know, like I knew that was going to happen. But anyways, before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. And let's get started. Look at me. I feel like I'm back. Okay. I'm doing this. We're here. Okay. So first of all, predictions. Where do they come from? They really stem from our anxiety and our worry that something bad is going to come of me doing one bad thing. So let's say like my kid will draw on the walls and we'll be like, oh my God, he's gonna end up in jail one day because he thinks this is okay. You know, or like, you know, or my kid's really super hyper. The first thing you think is like, oh my God, does he have ADD? Does he need to go see a doctor? Is this normal? You know, why do I predict these things, you know? And usually it's something negative. Sometimes it could be positive things, but usually I don't want to say usually, for me, a lot of the time it is like it kind of negative. And not that I'm a negative person, I literally will my kid just does like a lot of naughty things. Oh my God, what am I going to do with this guy? Like he's literally like, he's going to live with us forever because he can't manage life outside of the house. I don't like the other day he was like reading, and I'm really proud that he can like sound out words and like blend some sounds. He's not there yet. He's almost 3 though, but so he's getting like to the age where he should start like catching on a lot faster. But see, look, that's I shouldn't say that. He can learn at his own pace, and that's okay. But what Elijah will do is and what most kids do, he'll like say the word is sad, he'll sound out the word and he'll say sat, and then not say the word. Like, I'm like, what does it say? He says, it says at mommy. No, read the word. And then I'm like, oh, he's gonna never learn how to read and he's gonna just live with us forever. And that's what's gonna happen. But that is like, I know tons of parents that do this, or like that, you know, will say, oh my God, she's not eating anything. You know, she's gonna be malnourished. Like, no, she's gonna be fine. You know, like, oh my gosh, like, I can't get him to brush his teeth. All of his teeth are gonna fall out. No. I mean, they are gonna fall out when they grow back, you know, that whole thing. But, you know, so it's just like we tend to keep doing this to ourselves, and it's really can be a very toxic can be a very toxic trait when you keep adding on this negativity. It can also be kind of toxic. Really, Shelby? Really? It can also be toxic if you see your kid playing with like a doctor's kit and you're like, oh my God, little Becky's gonna be a doctor, yes. And then she just ends up working at Claire's piercing ears, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with piercing ears at Claire's. Nothing, okay? You're just mad because she's not a doctor. Like, and that's okay. Side note, I kind of definitely want one of my kids to be a doctor though. I mean, just like every parent, you know, wants that. But like, sometimes I'm like, paging Dr. Dissou. We need you at ER, stat! You know, Dr. Dissou. Anyways, so yeah, so it can be kind of toxic in that sense. So you kind of want to try not to do that so often. And I get it, like, we're human and like these things obviously happen and we make these assumptions in our head that this is what it's going to be. But 9 times out of 10, it's not. Like, your predictions are usually wrong. And that's okay. It's actually a good thing. It is, I promise. So yeah, but in a way that, you know, making predictions can be good is like, oh, I've noticed that, you know, my kid's not making eye contact, or I've noticed that my kid wanders off. These are signs of autism, and I'm gonna go be proactive and get them checked. You know, that's a good, like, not necessarily predicting, because well, I guess that's not a prediction. Because that's just an observation. That's just being objective and saying, like, I'm making an observation. I should go get this checked out. Okay, I guess making predictions is just pretty toxic. I can't think of a good one. If you do think of a good one, comment below, where making predictions is a positive thing and can be good for your child and yourself. But so some ways that we can try to move like past this, or try to make less, and let me go back. So how it can get in the way of your parenting, it can really stop you from, 1, living in the moment, and 2, letting your child guide you to what their interests are and what they want to do with their life, you know? A lot of times they don't know anyway. They do need a little guidance, but, you know, kind of just what I like to do. How I get over these kind of predictions is I like to lean on God, and whatever God's plan is for my child, I'm leaning on that and listening to that and trusting in that, so that I'm not steering my child in a way that it will just waste his time in doing something that, you know, is no benefit to him or that's harming him. Like, I could say, like, you know what's crazy? Okay, so I think about things sometimes, like, I'm like, okay, I want him to like do like a sport or like play a instrument or like something, and I'm just like, okay, what if God's not telling me to put him in this class, you know? What if God's telling me to do something else, you know, bear with me, I'm going somewhere with this. I'm getting somewhere with this. What if God's telling me, you know, no, he needs to go play basketball? And I'm like, no, but I really want him to play piano. And I'm like, and I throw him into this piano class, and like, he hates it, and he's wasted all this time learning the piano, which I don't think learning piano is a waste of time, but I'm just saying for the sake of the argument, he's wasted all this time in this area. And then, you know, the teacher's a pain, and he ends up putting things in his head that shouldn't be there. And now we've wasted time, and now we have to get our kids psychological help just to get him back on track, because he was supposed to be playing basketball this whole time. But that's what happens when you don't listen to God, right? I sound like a freaking crazy person. It's the exhaustion and the lack of oxygen flowing to my brain. Yeah, but like I'm trying to make it make sense. Okay. Okay, so I mean, in hindsight, all that I'm basically trying to say is that following God's plan is the best thing for your child, and being okay with what God's plan is for your child is the best thing for your child. And if that is working at Claire's piercing ears, then that's okay. You have to learn to be okay with the choices that your child makes and the plans that God has for your child. They won't be working at Claire's forever. That's not like a lifetime situation, you know? God has bigger and better for your child, and you have to trust in that. You have to pray for that. And a lot of times that's what gets me through to the next day, because I'm like, he's not gonna be like this forever. He can't. Okay? He can't be 23 and screaming in the middle of the store. It can't be, you know? I'm not gonna. So I have to think to myself like, hey, this is just right now. This is not the rest of my child's life. He'll be 3 next month. He's only 3, and it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this. We will. They all usually end up being fine, you know. It's just like you have a certain dream and prediction that you want to happen, and God has a whole different one. So get with that. So yeah, just try to trust in God's plan. Know that it's better than yours. And that's really it, guys, for this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. If you have any ways that predictions may be good for your child and good for your relationship, please put those below. I had one, and now I just can't think of it. Excuse me, because I'm like acid refluxy and I'm about to throw up everywhere. Sorry, TMI. Oh my God. I cannot wait to not be pregnant. But I'm not rushing it. I want to live in the moment. Okay, if it's your first time listening, I seriously apologize. I really do. It's not like this every week. This is just a really crazy day. But I want to be true to myself and true to who I am. And like, this is what my pregnancies look like. I would show you my belly, but it won't fit in this camera frame. Okay, you don't want to see it anyway. There's pictures on my Instagram. Follow me. The link is below. Like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe. You guys be blessed, stay blessed. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. See you next time.